on your team's performance as a whole over the course of the 90 minutes?
We always knew that they would react after the last game we played here, and I think that's what they did. They were in moments they played really well, which we know from them. They are able to create chances. A very good football team, very good style of play, idea of part football. But I think in general, if I look at all the numbers and if I reflect on the game, I think most parts of the game we controlled the game. Maybe even had the better chances in the end as well. But not as dominant and not as many chances as we had here a few weeks ago. But I think there was always going to be a reaction from them in the semi-final in front of the fans, and that's also what you saw.
Did you notice that they adapted specifically to things that you'd hurt them with a couple of weeks ago?
I think both teams have the same playing style almost in every game, and of course you adjust maybe some details as a manager, but again it was a game from Tottenham and a game from us where many things happened. It was a game where both teams wanted to bring the ball out from the back, so a totally different game than the one on Sunday where we faced a low block, for example, and we faced a team that played many balls in behind the last line, and here now we played a team that wanted to bring the ball out from the back, they wanted to press us high. So a different game, and although the result on the weekend was maybe better than this one, I liked our performance here tonight more than I liked the one we had on Sunday.
I was going to say, because you didn't obviously love too much about the performance on Sunday, but because the two styles were so different, is that therefore you can't take too many comparisons from the two games?
No, not at all. It's such a difference if you face a low block, if you face a team that's only playing with two attackers, or you face a team that's attacking minded and plays with three, or something. After they had to make the substitution, Kulusevski, who started from the right wing, went to 10, so there were 4 attackers involved. So you see a totally different game than with two teams that are going up and down. And I think it was, like I said, again, an eventful game, and definitely not a boring one where we were involved in. And unfortunately, we lost 1-0, but it's not a loss yet because there's still 90 minutes to be played.
Listen, I think it was quite obvious that it was going to be a second yellow. Obviously, I think it was pretty clear, and it was a coincidence. Then a minute later, obviously, he scores the winner. But listen, it is what it is. He made a mistake, in my opinion, and I told him that. And he thinks maybe he didn't, but it was quite obvious, I think, and everyone on the sideline knew exactly that it was supposed to be a yellow.
Yeah, I mean, on top of the fact that, I think everyone would agree it should have been a second yellow. Am I right in thinking you were then without Tsimikas on the pitch at that second that the goal goes in?
I have no idea. Obviously, it goes quite quick. The fact is that he should have been off. I think there's a linesman there, there's a fourth official there, there's VAR, there's the referee, and he doesn't get a second yellow. I'm not saying that this is the reason why we lost, of course, tonight, but it was a big moment in the game.
Okay, what was the reason then that you lost?
Obviously, you play against intense team with good attacking players. They can make it difficult. You keep running. I think we created good moments, good opportunity at times. Not really clear-cut chance in my opinion, but still enough that we could have scored. Unfortunately, we didn't. It's quite cliche, but it's half-time now, and I'm looking forward to the game back at Anfield.
As a team, would you say a level or two below your best tonight?
A level of 2, I'm not sure a level of 2, but obviously at times I think we could have done better. But that's part of football as well. We try to play our best game ever, every one of us, and at times we played through them nicely, and we created some 1v1s on the side and some dangerous moments, but they were able to defend it much better than they did when we played a couple of weeks ago. We move on, we take it on the chin. Like I said, it's half-time, and we have another 90-plus minutes to go, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you, Virgil.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming out, mate.
I suppose, that decision aside, bigger picture, they weren't at their fluent best.
No, they were very average today. Let's be totally honest. I think they didn't have that spark. The game first half was very difficult. It never really got any flow. Bentancur was obviously had his injury. That took an 8-minute spell out of the game, and it was a little bit flat. They lost Quansah, and it just never really caught fire like we expected it to. And then second half, I honestly thought Liverpool would go on with a quality, would have made 3 subs, and then that would then make it count. I think you certainly have to congratulate Tottenham. They have taken an enormous amount of stick, as Michael says, this season. The manager's been questioned by pretty much everybody. The effort they showed was absolutely incredible. Young players playing out of position. Archie Gray was magnificent today. They brought in a goalkeeper. I thought it was a really impressive performance from Spurs today, and the real pressure and intensity. After losing the weekend, I thought they were excellent.
No, I'd echo what Jamie says. I think this can be a performance they can be proud of. I think they got Liverpool on a night when they weren't at the best, nowhere near the best. As I said, when they came here and beat Spurs 6-3, that was demoralising for them. And Ange, that's question after question. But I mean, I have to look at Bergvall, 18 years of old. Kinski, 21 years of age, just come in, and Archie Gray. I thought the 3 of those players were absolutely magnificent. Bergvall, certainly the way he pressed and made the opportunity for Pedro Porro, but from back to front, I think it can be a performance they can be proud of.
All round, but let's be honest, should he be on the pitch?
Well, I think if Stuart Atwell gets the first one right when he gives him a yellow card, he puts himself in a position, Stuart Atwell, because I don't think the first one is a yellow card when he goes in here. Bergvall, this was one on Luis Diaz. The only thing I would say with Bergvall, it gives Stuart Atwell an opportunity, a decision to make, and I think Stuart Atwell got that one wrong. I don't think that was it, the yellow card. I mean, when we go to the second one with Tsimikas, I've got no defence for Bergvall. I think that was this one here. You see he lunges, he catches Tsimikas, and that one should have been a yellow card. If he gets one right, one wrong, you can't even it up. And Liverpool are certainly punished off the back of that with a few seconds later the ball in the back of the net.
Very difficult for anybody to understand, isn't it? How if you get booked for the first one, you don't get booked for the second.
And the second one there is worse than the first one, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And you can see Bergvall running off, with his head between his tail between his legs, if you like. Because if you look at that one there, it's rash. And when he's starting to get closer to Tsimikas, you're kind of cringing because a yellow card's coming, and then the referee doesn't give it. It's baffling.
He plays the advantage, and we are fully expecting him to go and find Bergvall. And Bergvall goes over the other
trying to hide.
Yeah.
But it has a monumental effect on the rest of the game, because what then happens, he has to come off for treatment, then that leaves Liverpool with 10 men. So you can see him here, he has to come off for 30 seconds, that's the rules. So not only do you still have Bergvall on the pitch, Liverpool now have to play with 10 men. And you can see that it obviously changes the shape of the team. You've got Endo and Virgil van Dijk. You've got Diaz playing now as a left-back. And it just has a huge effect. But what I will say is Spurs certainly make it count. It's a brilliant piece of forward play. He gets hold of it and he plays Bergvall in, who's the one that he's the villain for Liverpool, and he becomes obviously the hero for Tottenham Hotspur. A brilliant piece of play from their perspective. But if you are a Liverpool player, Liverpool coach, Liverpool fan right now, you are thinking, how on earth is he on the pitch? And not only that, why is our left back not on the pitch?
They are absolutely seething here.
But that's a great goal.
Oh, take nothing away from the goal. He's absolutely magnificent, who I thought absolutely worked his socks off. Not just that, he's been like that all season, a lone striker running in. He then gets his body between him and Kanate, so he can't get it, and then he sees the run from Bergvall. But I can understand Liverpool's frustration.
You'd be fuming, wouldn't you?
Once the first yellow card has been given, and then you see the tackle on Tsimikas, if that's the other way, you're wanting a second yellow card without a shadow of a doubt.
I mean, the ridiculous thing about it is we constantly demand consistency, and we sometimes think, well, different referees referee games in different ways and so on and so forth, and we'll view... But the challenges are virtually identical within 10 minutes of each other in the same game with the same referee. So in that sense, you can legitimately ask, where is the consistency?
Well, I'm not one for the fact that if the referee felt something inside him where I maybe shouldn't have given a yellow card for the first one, I don't think you can then carry on the game and go, well, I'm going to make up for it, and not book him for the second one, which is, for me, a more obvious yellow card than the first one. Yes, on the first one, he doesn't really make contact, but he's running at speed, Diaz, down the wing. He gets away from Bergvall, and there's minor contact, if any, but the referee's seen it and gone, yep, that's a yellow card, and it's the second one for me, it's 100% a yellow card, and therefore he shouldn't be on the pitch, and the guy's got the winning goal. But
do you think the first one's a yellow card?
Well,
but it becomes irrelevant, doesn't it?
It does, but do you think the first one?
But what I will say is, I think what saves Bergvall is that they play an advantage. I think if it would have been an initial foul, he blows up, I think all the players would have got round him, and I think it would subsequently been a second yellow card. Yeah. But I think because there's such a long passage of play after it, I think that's maybe what ends up saving him. Because you think, OK, so much has gone on. But I was always amazed that Liverpool players didn't make more of a fuss about it. They sort of almost let it go.
Well, they did go and question the referee at the end, Virgil van Dijk in particular. And you can see him saying it's a second yellow, it's a second yellow. Let's hear from the Liverpool captain with Patrick Davison.
To be for Liverpool in the end at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this evening. 1-0 advantage to Ange Postecoglou's side, courtesy of that late goal by Lucas Bergvall, who perhaps arguably should not even have been on the pitch after that foul on Kostas Tsimikas just before he scored. I've got Gemma Bonner and Jason McAteer alongside me, giving us their thoughts in the studio. Our fan panel as well are joining us on Zoom as well tonight. We've got Gareth Roberts, Ryan Payson and Padraig Byrne from our official supporters club in Wexford. Their thoughts to come very shortly. Firstly, to you guys in the studio. Jace, it's never enjoyable to lose any game under any circumstances, but that a goal scored by, as we just said, someone who really, I think, should not have been on the pitch at the time, leaves a real bitter taste in the mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're not used to losing, are we? It's only the second one this season under Arne Slot. And I fixed it that, we have seen controversy in the past, and again tonight we're talking about, an injustice really. Bergvall, he gets booked for a challenge, slight touch on Luis Diaz, referee books him, and then it was an identical challenge on Tsimikas, wasn't it, where he actually makes more contact, injures the player. The referee plays a good advantage. I think it's Diaz who picks the ball up, but then doesn't go back and give out the second yellow card, which then should be a red card. And the irony of it all is Tsimikas is off the pitch. They go up the other end. Solanke wins the ball from Kanate, lays it square, and it's Bergvall who follows up and scores the goal. And everyone's left, scratching their heads on the decision that the referee hasn't made, which is sending him off. And if he had, I don't think anyone would have had any complaints. It was a poor challenge, and it warranted a second yellow card, and it didn't come, and we paid the price. Yeah, we just saw there Virgil van Dijk, rightly so, remonstrating with Stuart Atwell and the officials. Gem, I mean, how do you feel in the dressing room tonight if you're a Liverpool player after that? It's incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, it is extremely frustrating, I think, especially to concede in the manner that they did. Being down to 10 players as well, it obviously affected them. The space in the wide areas getting exploited and the cutback. I think probably Liverpool weren't at the best tonight. I think they'll be the first to admit that. I think Arne will review the game and he'll know that they didn't reach the level that they know they're capable of. I think Spurs were much improved tonight, which we probably expected. We didn't know how they were going to come out, but we said they probably can't play the same way as they did in the previous fixture. I thought the Spurs goalkeeper, after talking about pre-match, he kept them, in the game. That unbelievable save at the end from Núñez. So I think, Liverpool would be disappointed, frustrated, rightly so. But look, there's another month and back at Anfield for the second leg. With themselves, to be honest, Liverpool, you're exactly right with their own performance. I mean, they were really sloppy, opening 20 minutes. They know the quality that Tottenham have, and you just feel when Tottenham play well, they usually get a result. When they're bad, they're bad. But when they're on it, they're on it. And tonight, they were brave. They would have learnt a lot from the 6-3 a couple of weeks ago. They closed the gap. There was a lot of energy to their performance. They fed off the atmosphere. They knew the prize at the end of it is that, well, certainly a final. They're under pressure because Postecoglou has come out and said that they do win a bit of silverware, so that would have laid heavy on them as well. But Liverpool were so sloppy in the first 10 or 15 minutes, giving opportunities to Spurs, and they didn't capitalise. And it took Liverpool probably a good half an hour to get into the game. Yeah, I think a lot of stoppages as well kind of broke up the momentum for Liverpool. Yeah, the injury early on, and I think that probably fell in the favour of Spurs. Liverpool like the tempo, the intensity to be high because they can sustain that. So I think a lot of the stoppages, the breaking up of play, the fouls, it probably favoured Spurs to give them a little bit of a respite, reset and have the energy to go again.
Yeah, control's always been such a big thing with this Arne Slot side, hasn't it? And as you say, at times that just wasn't there tonight. Also, arguably against Manchester United as well, there were quite a few moments when that was missing as well.
Yeah, there is a pragmatic approach and a patient approach, but Gemma's right, you know, still Liverpool want to create a tempo, and when it stop-start, you know, the Forest defeat was similar. You know, the second half of Forest, it was stop-starts, there was free kicks, you know, Liverpool was slow to get back on the ball, win back possession, and they get punished in the end. It was a bit like that tonight, you're exactly right, there was no flow to Liverpool's performance, and in some ways, that's what Tottenham would have learned from the first game. It's like, don't let them get in a pattern, don't let them boss it, don't let them get on the ball and dictate. You know, it was a strong team he put out tonight. McAllister likes to dictate the tempo, and they just didn't let him doing it for one reason or another. Liverpool just couldn't get control of the game. They were sloppy balls into midfield were given away, at the back they were given away.
I think at times it felt like Spurs were doing to Liverpool what Liverpool did to Spurs in the previous game in terms of pressing the goalkeeper, getting the chances. You know, Alisson had one where we got away with early. Virgil did a good block. So I think at times Liverpool couldn't quite play the way that they wanted to in terms of the build-up, which sets up the space in the attack. But I'm sure...
I'm Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by former Arsenal fullback Lee Dixon. And without doubt, a match with the potential to bring genuine excitement. It's Luton Town taking on Chelsea.
Hi Derek, thank you. Well, both managers will be reminding their players how important...
Well, it could be on for him here. Is it going to be? Keeper getting the touch. And it's gone behind for the corner. Over it comes. Well, did his job defensively. And they'll get ready for the throw-in. Pearson. So after that, a goal kick it'll be. Well, pick your adjective where Hakim Ziyech is concerned. Explosive, I think, might be an approach. Can they take the lead here? And mistimed the run, sadly. That's offside. Throw-ins given. This looks promising.
Well, it's the care and attention, all that worked.
And a blunder by the keeper. Werner. Promising attack, but his timing was off. Well, they've lost possession of the ball. Nicely cut out. Oh, that's an interesting pass. Ziyech. In it goes. An early goal. No wonder they're celebrating.
Well, as we look at this again, the keeper's every right to ask where his back line was, but 2v1 in the end. He's thinking now, is he going to pass or go round me? He's got no chance.
Well, real difficulty keeping the ball. Ball's gone.